Hello and welcome to Nancy Drew, the Haunted Carousel, where we are continuing our lessons in shorthand. The shorthand stroke for E sound is a smaller circle than the stroke for A. So C would be like that, whereas say would be like that. These would be pretty easy to get mixed up. The shorthand stroke for N is a very short forward straight line. The stroke for M is twice as long. So nay is like this and may like that. Ni, me. K. The K in ni is represented with the N stroke. That is because stenography is a representation of sounds and not letters. Okay. We've got like an upward curve here and a downward curve. And then there's this. So that's kind of like the C, but it's instead of like curving down, it curves up there. And then there's that as well. I guess that is kind of similar-ish to... No, it actually isn't similar to this. So that is cell. I guess I could... Oh, is that similar enough to this for the horse name to start with date? So is that like a T sound or is that like an ST sound? Can is like that. I guess if I had to, I could probably find stuff in there that'd help me translate this. But I guess I'm supposed to use these lessons for that. You know the strokes for E, N, and M. Below are some words using these strokes. Type in the correct word in longhand below each stenograph. So this is me, right? And then this is... This is men. What? Oh, is it mean? If this is me, if the E... Yeah. It's like a longer E sound. Right. And then this is same. Or, sorry, name. Because it's N-A-M, name. What's this one though? There's an S, obviously. Sane. Alright. Cool. The shorthand stroke for O is a very small deep hook. Oh. Okay. The stroke for R is a short forward curve, and the stroke for L is a longer forward curve. Okay. O R L. So, Ray. Lay. No. Row. Low. So, there's this curve here. So is this L? And then we've got what could be an O after it. So this could be low. And then we've got that. Low ray? I don't think it was that long. No, it was a shorter one and then that. Note that or all is written with a sideways stroke for O. This is done to make the stroke more fluid. Okay, we don't have that here. You now know the strokes for O, R, and L. Below are some words using these strokes. Type in the correct word in longhand for each stenograph. Is this say? This is a bit complicated for me. So, is this mole? And this there's like a very small dash after the A loop here. But is it just to make it more fluid or is that an N? No. Is this sail? Or could have been S-A-I-L as well, I guess. Sail. What about here? That's an E sound, isn't it? So kneel. Lesson 3 is done. Please continue to the next lesson. Right, so N is a really short one. Now that we have all of these here, I'm just going to take another little look. So this could be L totally. And then it's followed by it could be low ray, but well, in lesson 3 you learned the stroke for O. The U sound, as in two, is represented by a tiny upward hook. So rule, low. Right. And then that's R. And then there's the U sound. And there's L. Okay, so notice the double lines under the word low. That means that the word should be capitalized. Okay, so there were double lines like this. Oh, I guess this is Lu though. Sorry. Yeah, there were double lines like this in the letter as well, in the word that we need to translate. So that means capitalization. Good to know. And yeah, the little upward hook is an U sound. Is that? So it's like that. There could be. The strokes for K and G are similar to the U stroke, but the K stroke is twice as large as the U stroke, so it's like it's broader, and the G stroke is twice as large as the K stroke. Okay, so there's K and there's G. And then cool would be K, and then that little thing for the U sound, and L. Ghoul would be a bigger one, and then the U sound, and L. And then make, M, A, and then that for the K. And glow, that for the G, and then L and O. Look, goals. There's the G, and there's the O. Right. You know the strokes for U, K, and G. Test your knowledge of these strokes and others by typing the correct word in longhand below each stenograph. And this is the last of the lessons then. So, what I can't remember. I can't remember. I remember that the long one, this one is L. But, and then this small one is E. And this bigger one is A. Oh, goodness. I honestly can't remember. There's that, and then there's... So that's O. So glow. So that's glow. What? Glowly? No, can't be. Because that's not a word. But that's what it looks like. And then this would be... I have no idea, honestly. I guess this could be the K thing and this could be the G thing. This certainly is, larger than this. But that doesn't make sense either. Slowly, no. Gray? Is this gray? But, I can't figure this out. Even if this is K, there's no... This is L, right? And this is O. Yeah, clearly. It starts with glow. It is exactly like this. So there's glow, and then this. What looks like LE. But there's no word that sounds like glowly. That's what it looks like. So I can't figure this out. Because this is what it looks like to me. But obviously there's no such word. Yeah. Well, I guess we're going to have to leave this as an incomplete because I can't figure it out. Or I could look at a walkthrough. I think I will. So just a sec. Okay, so I couldn't find this in the couple of walkthroughs that I found when googling this game's walkthrough. But I guess that is because these are optional. So, let's see. Oh, I guess it could be an R, couldn't it? The second. Maybe it's not an L. Maybe it's not glowly. Maybe it's glory? Glory! Right? Aha! Here's a quick review of what we've learned so far. SAEMNORLUK and G. This concludes the first installment of learning shorthand the quick way. Okay. So, here we've got everything. Oh, it's the same as its glory, the same as the word in the last thingy. So, and it's with a capital G. So,
The name of the carousel horse is Glory.
All right. So, that's that solved. What do we have here now? Okay, so this is where we were at last time we checked this. So Ingrid says I'll need the plug-in keyboard to fix that midway game, but she doesn't know where it is. She seems to misplace stuff a lot. Went through a trapdoor inside the carousel and found some kind of electronic device. Maybe, just maybe, it's what has been making the carousel go around by itself. There's a letter or something way up on a ledge inside the carousel. I can't reach it. Where's Spider-Man when you need him? I translated the note that was in shorthand and found out that years ago somebody bought a horse named Glory off the carousel here at Captain's Cove. Okay. So, need a keyboard and need to go see Elliott for the soldering iron. Right? Get that letter down from the ledge in the gear room, ask around about the device I found, find Ingrid's missing keyboard, get soldering gun from Elliott Chen. Okay, so I guess let's go see Elliott. Or maybe we could call our friends. Yeah, the Hardy Boys, now that we've found the device.
Hello?
Hey, Joe, it's Nancy.
Frank, phone, it's Nancy. How's it going?
Well, I haven't solved the case yet.
Great. Oh, what a shame. Hi, Nancy. What's up?
I think I may have found the device that's been making the carousel go around by itself.
Yeah? Where was it?
Under the carousel. I intend to see what Chief Engineer Ingrid has to say about it.
Good idea.
Okay. Well, we actually have a couple of ideas as to the next move.
Any suggestions as to my next move?
Go see if Paintman has heard any joyful noises lately.
Yep. Exactly. Because Joy was there now. So maybe she's called Elliott and told him to talk to us.
I better get going.
Bye, Nancy. See you around the campus.
Also, let's call Bess and George because we solved the thing.
Hello?
Hi, Bess. It's only me.
Oh, hi, Nance. Listen to you. You're probably making Nancy feel terrible. Maybe I should answer the phone from now on. You wouldn't dare.
It's okay, guys. I understand.
I'm sorry, Nancy. As you may have guessed, Matt hasn't called yet, and he is just so cute. Anyway, what's up?
I translated that stenography note thanks to you guys.
So what did it say?
Well, it wasn't really all that exciting. It was a memo about how somebody bought the horse that was called Glory off the carousel and how it would have to be replaced.
All that research for that? Bummer.
Unfortunately, the memo didn't say who bought it.
So we don't know if it had anything to do with those hidden jewels or not.
Nope.
Double bummer.
I found a very odd-looking device under the carousel. I'm willing to bet that it's the reason the carousel seems to be turning on and off by itself.
So whoever put it there must know a lot about electronics. Like that chief engineer person, maybe? She'd be my next stop.
Got anything for me in the way of hints?
Go get the soldering gun from that art director guy.
Yep.
Catch you guys later.
Hasta la vista. You're doing great.
All right. Let's go see Elliott.
Well, Miss Destructo returns.
You talked to Joy?
Imagine my surprise when she told me you're a detective.
Mm-hmm.
I hope she also told you that I spent a full 10 minutes in her office without spilling a thing.
These things happen. So, I hear you're out to solve the curse of Captain's Cove.
How do you explain what's been going on around here?
What do I know? I'm just an artist. Go ask our naturopathic engineer person.
Do you have any idea who stole that horse off the carousel?
Somebody who's into junk.
That's odd. Ingrid said carousel horses can be very valuable.
Well, when they're the original horses, they can be valuable, yes, but I was talking about the one that was stolen. It was not an original. Around 20 years ago, somebody bought one of the horses off the carousel. The guy who owned the park back then commissioned some hack to replace it.
And the stolen horse was the replacement horse?
And that's the horse that was stolen, the replacement?
Right.
Interesting.
Do you see much of the other people who are working during the shutdown? Like Joy Trent or that security guard, Harlan Bishop?
Nah. Joy Trent, she's like invisible even when she's visible, if you get my drift. And that rent-a-cop, I've got no desire to see anything of him.
Why do you say that?
Dude is way too eager to make my business his business, that's all.
Okay.
Ingrid said you have her soldering gun. I need to get it from you, if that's okay.
You bet. Here you go. Been meaning to return it to her, but I've been a little busy.
Great, thanks.
I don't know if we want to... Well, okay.
The fact that the park is shut down must be kind of a relief for you.
You mean because I'm behind in my work? I'd be lying if I said the shutdown wasn't helping me get caught up. Meeting deadlines has never been my forte. But I certainly hope you're not suggesting that I arranged for the park to be shut down by somehow manufacturing this curse thing, because that would be ridiculous.
Yeah, I didn't want to imply anything like that.
I'll let you get back to work.
Thanks a lot.
Okay. Oh, we can look around.
Could I have some of these tissue strips?
Be my guest.
Screws and bolts, adhesives. Huh. Mm-hmm.
I can use this to measure.
Yep.
I can use this to measure.
Oh. So you can't take...
I can use this to measure.
I guess it's not the kind of measuring thingy that you take with you. Do we... We don't currently have anything on us that we need to measure. But I'll try to remember that that's there for the future. Oh. Anything else? Okay.
Do you always go poking around in other people's stuff?
I'm a detective. It's kind of a occupational hazard.
Wow, a lathe.
Or like a useful character flaw for a detective to have. Books.
Mind if I look at this?
No, go right ahead.
A book on carousels. Cool.
Okay. Famous carousel carvers. The golden age of carousels began in the late 1800s and ended in the early 1930s with the Great Depression. During that period, 3 different carousel styles emerged. To the trained eye, these styles are as distinct as a fingerprint. Fantastic factoid: the horse on the outside, just in front of the chariot on a carousel, is called the lead horse. This horse is usually the biggest and most exquisitely carved horse on the carousel. So we've got the Coney Island style carousel. The horses that Charles I.D. Loof carved tended to be very fanciful, with flashy, often jewel-encrusted saddles and bridles. M.C. Illions and Charles Carmel also carved horses that were less than realistic, frozen in highly animated poses. Stein and Goldstein carousel horses were known for their big buggles and lack of forelocks. Some carvers carved only the heads and let other craftsmen carve the rest of the horse. Okay, then there's the Philadelphia style. These carousel horses were very realistic, with many sporting armor and other militaristic gear. The carousels that the Denzel Company built often included horses with human faces carved somewhere on their sides. The Philadelphia Toboggan Company was not founded by carvers. As a result, its carousels displayed many variations of the Philadelphia style. Most horses that are mounted on permanent carousels have tails made of real horsehair. Daniel and Alfred Muller of D.C. Muller and Burrow Company were famous for their exceptionally intricate and realistic carousel figures. One of the company's founders, Daniel Muller, is often said to be the best carver of carousel horses ever. Those familiar with Rolf Kessler's work might disagree. Driven by dark moods and odd convictions, Kessler worked by himself, creating carousels on a freelance basis. Some people found the intense expressions of Kessler's creations to be a little too realistic. A carousel horse was carved out of many pieces of wood that were held together with glue and small dowels, never nails, because they would rust. A horse's leg could be made out of as many as 6 pieces of wood. And then there's the county fair style. A number of companies specialized in carousels that could be effortlessly moved from one place to another. The carousel horses they created were relatively simple in appearance, so that they could be produced quickly and moved with minimal breakage. Armitage, Herschel, and Spillman were known for this style, and the carousels of the C.W. Parker Amusement Company were seen throughout the American heartland in the early 1900s. Horses were carved out of soft hardwood, like basswood. This wood is soft enough to carve easily, but hard enough to stand up to a bit of wear. The side of the horse that faced out and was most seen by the public was called its romance side. Since it was the most visible side, it usually included much more detail than the inner side. The history of the carousel. Carousels or merry-go-rounds evolved from games people in the Middle Ages used to play on horseback. In the 12th century, the Spanish named one of these games Carusela, which meant little war. By the 17th century, carousel among French royalty meant a festive day of contests on horseback. In one of these contests, riders would try to spear a small ring with their lance while galloping past it at full speed. To practice for this event, noblemen would straddle a wooden horse that hung from an arm that was attached to a center pole. As this center pole and arm turned, powered by horse, mule, or servant, the rider would try to spear a small stationary ring mounted on the outside of the machine. Early 20th century riders rode the carousel for the cool breeze it generated and for the thrill of riding something going fast, 7 miles per hour. Carousel horses were often named. Their names would appear on the inside of their bridles. Eventually, the word carousel referred to this machine rather than the pageant on horseback that inspired it. By the mid-1800s, men, women, and children of all social classes were clamoring to ride the contraption, which by this time included several rows of wooden horses. Innovations occurred rapidly after the carousel became steam-driven in 1870, and by the early 1900s, the carousel looked pretty much the way it does today. Menagerie figures such as tigers, dogs, giraffes, and even frogs were found alongside horses on carousels in the late 19th century, but by 1920 these figures were on their way out because the carousel makers realized that many children were frightened of them and preferred to ride horses. It is interesting to note that English carousels rotated clockwise, while carousels in America and the rest of Europe rotated in a counterclockwise direction. This is because the English thought it was important that riders be encouraged to mount from the proper side, the horse's left side. Also, the game of trying to grab the brass ring was never popular in England. In the United States, moving counterclockwise allowed the carousel riders to use their right hands to reach for the ring as they went by. The horses on the outside are bigger and more ornate than the horses on the inside, so they can be seen from a distance and will attract potential customers. Makes sense? What is a band organ? By 1920, most carousels in the United States were treating their customers to not just to a cool, refreshing breeze as they rode, but to the bright, lively sounds of that distinctly American invention known as the band organ. A band organ is a mechanical device meaning that someone doesn't have to play it. Rather, it produces music by mechanical means. In very simple terms, air supplied by a bellows at the bottom of the organ is forced through pipes which produce musical notes in relation to holes punched in a roll of paper. A variety of pipes can be activated at one time, along with drums and cymbals, so that the music sounds much like that of a small military band, hence the name band organ. Many people think the music they hear when they ride a carousel is calliope music. A calliope, however, is a totally different machine, designed to attract attention. The high-pitched, flute-like calliope tones are usually heard at the circus. Some antique band organs house speakers that simply broadcast pre-recorded music, but some still use the traditional but fragile paper rolls, while in others, the pipes are activated according to digitally recorded patterns. Some band organs can go back and forth between the old way of playing tunes and the new, improving the likelihood that as long as there are carousels, there will be band organ music. Cool? Nothing else. Okay. Well, we've got some choices here. We could go and try to repair the game here, or the card reader here, or we could go talk to Ingrid about the device that we found. I think I'm going to end this episode here though, and in the next one, I guess we'll maybe see about tinkering with the card reader. For now, thank you so much for watching and spending a little of your time with me here today. If you like this video, please leave it a like. I would really love that. And also, please remember to be kind to yourself. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you again next time.